Making tactile images. Here's the basic Braille alphabet and numbers. And here are some of the conjunctions you can make with Braille. But these alone do not help you make tactile images. You have to use other equipment, like machines that heat swell paper. Swell paper is embedded with alcohol, and when you put a black line on it and heat it, it raises. Some people use Braille with additional thread or yarn to represent tactile images. You can buy Braille embossers that can do tactile images, such as the Tiger Cub and the Juliet Pro 120. There are Braille displays, but they do not convey graphics very easily, even if they're multiple lines. Some companies like GH Braille have developed proprietary ways of making tactile images. Here we have an image of a plastic printed graphic that was made for a book. Use patterns to represent colors or areas in your tactile images. Here are a couple patterns that you might like to try to use. Some places are even trying to use 3D printing. What everyone agrees about is that tactile images are essential for STEM studies. Introduction to Firebird. Enabling Technologies sells a Braille embosser that does tactile images. The web address is www.brailer.com. If you have a Juliet Pro 120, you can come to the Tactile Graphics link here, and you'll see they have a software called Firebird. And what you want to do is you want to download this software. Come here to Products, Firebird. Click on Download, and you will click this link and you can download the software to your computer. Once you have installed the software, you'll have this icon on your desktop. You double click it and you're able to see the environment for the Firebird graphics editor. You can come here to File, click Open, click Image File, and you can select an image off your computer. Like this. And you see it already represents March, April, May, June, and this is for July. It doesn't say July. And over here it says revenue. It probably does not say revenue with that kind of writing there. And so sometimes when you come in here, you're going to have to edit. The way you edit the graphic is you come here to Edit, and this window pops up. You can make it larger so you can see the image better, and you can erase by clicking like that, and you can erase any of the data that's there. And you see that these graphic bars here were once represented by the same color. If you choose to, you can edit bits and pieces of it. You can add more texture to it so that it would change the dots to be loosely organized or more organized. And that's one of the things you can do. And you can also just come and edit the text. And that is very useful. But you see that there's no line here to represent this line. And as I said, this does not say revenue. So what I can do is I can erase this content by selecting around it like that. So if I want to type revenue in here, I come down here to the add a label. I type revenue, and then I click OK. Now wherever I click, it's going to set that textual information in Braille. If I want to adjust something, I can undo it, and then I can type it again. And then click somewhere else and place the information. If I want to draw a line, I click on the line tool and I draw a line like this. The patterns are here. If I want to take a bar graph and redesign it, I can come to these lines and then select that and then drag like this to represent that. I could do it to another one. So you select the tool first, then you select the fill. So this is a nice little tool to edit with. You can use different pens to draw with. So I can make it wide. When I draw with it, you see it's wide. I can undo that. You see it says dot intensity up here. I can change the density of how close the dots are going to be together, and depending on what printer you're going to use, it may or may not be able to handle that. But in this case, we're using a Juliet Pro 120, and so whatever I put on this graphic works pretty well. The line thickness is here, or the pen thickness, and then you can draw curves and circles and ovals and ellipses and squares. So this is a good tool for putting in graphics when you're designing graphics for people who are blind.
Showing you how to improve access to your digital world.